champion. Now, here's your host, Jen Mueller.
Our series looking back at the 2025 Seahawks and that incredible Super Bowl run. Well, it continues today with standout defensive player Ernest Jones. I'm Jen Mueller alongside John Boyle. This is Making a Champion. And Ernest, I think we are going to start the conversation today with a game that stands out for everybody. John, am I correct with this one? This game stands out for everyone?
Yeah, for sure. And it's, for all the games the Seahawks won in 2025, we're starting with one of the rare losses, but it was a very important game.
Well, it was the showdown against the Rams. And we were just saying, man, I don't know if we need to go back and look at plays or jog your memory. I don't think we need to jog your memory.
No memory needs to be jogged. That was a battle. Definitely can remember that loss as a big catapult to I think what started our season and truly catapulted us into becoming champions. That was a tough game, tough loss, but just being there for my brother Sam in those moments, and then being there, a leader in that locker room. We'll get through this. This is nothing.
You just kind of summed up that entire game in one answer. We're going to break this down in a lot more detail, starting with defensive game plan against Matthew Stafford. At that point, he's rolling. He's throwing the ball all over the place. They're putting up a ton of points. What do you remember about scheming up Stafford in that one?
Yeah, I think for us, the biggest thing was, we got to get after him. We got to get after him early. At that point, he was, MVP level caliber play, and he was, he still continued to do that. So we knew we had to get after him. We knew that if you allow him to sit back there and pat the ball and take his time, it's gonna be a long night. So that was our game plan. Let's get after him, and then they got great players, but we do too. Let's make them make plays.
Even in a loss, I got the impression coming out of that game from the defense that you guys felt like you kind of found something that game.
Right.
What was the feeling for you guys' defense to do what you did defensively against that Rams offense, and sort of how did that catapult you going forward?
I think it was confidence, and they were supposedly the best offense in football. We turned the ball over 4 or 5 times, and you only beat us by 2 points or whatever the case may be. So I think we came out of that game with confidence. Like, that's the type of game that you're going to have to win to beat us. We won't allow you to get that anymore.
Is it at all surprising that it was a loss that gave you confidence?
Honestly, no. I think our team was built off adversity and when things got tough, how we responded. So I figure I think that was just a response. We did lose. I believe that was our 3rd game at the time. So how will we respond to this? And I think we did a great job.
You think? 11 straight after that. I'd call that. Yeah, Mike McDonald said we brought that game up before the NFC Championship game against the Rams, and he said I think that game was the game where it really came into focus the type of team we could be.
100%.
And I don't think you always hear that about a loss, but you really. I remember, Jen, you were there too, being in LA. That wasn't a team that was like, oh, man, we lost. What's going on? It was like, yeah, we're fine.
I think in a sense, too, we didn't know. We knew we were good, but we didn't know. And that showed us that we were really good. The Rams, they've been building what, I think they have over there for a while. Quarterback's been there. Coach has been there. Pieces have been there. And we're a fresh team. So I think that gave us confidence to know, man, we can go in here and we can hang with, a team that's been building, and we can go do it.
What did those showdowns against the Rams mean to you personally?
I think early on they were kind of everything. I kind of put so much into beating them because I didn't like the way I was let go, and leaving from a previous team, there becomes some animosity towards them. But I think I've learned man, it's a game and it's a business, and that's just what comes with it. But I do love beating them every time we do.
I think you like beating everybody, though, Ernest. I don't think there's an opponent you don't enjoy
100%.
beating.
Those are a little extra special.
There's a
though.
little extra something there.
Yeah.
Ernest, I'm curious. Obviously, a lot was made about the post game and what you said about Sam, but I remember in the game after his 3rd and 4th interceptions, sometimes people watch how does the team react and how, especially if the offense is turning the ball over, how does the defense react? And I remember from way up in the press box, you could tell by body language, you guys were taking the field, and you were, you stopped and checked in with Sam on the field after I think it was the 4th reception, and you could tell this isn't a guy mad at his quarterback. This is a guy who's got his back.
Right.
We talked all season long about the connection this team had. How did that come through in those hard moments like that?
I think it's a credit to we work for those moments. Man, people don't really see what we were doing off the field in OTAs. Like, yeah, we were here shadowboxing all the time, but man, we were at each other's homes. Like, I don't grill. I mean, I grill from time to time, but I wouldn't want to sit there and grill in front of these guys, and I'm having to grill for these guys and do certain things. And it's like, okay, you're bringing me up my comfort zone. And I think that's what we did. We just got to know each other, and we got to truly, like, really love one another. And it's a powerful thing when you can put that, into a football team, into a game plan and see what happens.
I don't think it's a surprise that you were at the podium after that game. We saw you talk after a lot of games. Did you know what you were going to say before you went to the podium? No
idea. That's why I said it's our grace of God. I'm sure he wouldn't have wanted me to use those curse words at the end, but that's what he put in me at the time. And it was just, you were sitting in that game. You could feel the writing on the wall or whatever they say. You knew that Sam was getting attacked online. And, that's what happens. When you're the quarterback, when you're the face of a team, all the eyes are on you, and when you mess up, it's your fault. When you do great, you really don't get much credit. So that's where I knew he was going to, have a tough time.
And I don't know that I doubt you were that calculated in the moment, but what you did there, you shifted a narrative. Mm-hmm. That went from everyone was going to be talking after that game. The national story was going to be Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. Right. He didn't come through in a big game. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, instead, a lot of people are talking about, wow, look at how this team has each other's backs. Look at how the defense is picking up their quarterback. And I think that was pretty powerful for what it did for the team, both, in the moment to get over a loss, but also to springboard going forward.
Right. No, I agree. We say as a defense, we've been through, we've been in worse situations, man. We can come out of a lot of things. And, with him throwing those interceptions, us still being in the game, us still believing in one another, like, for me to be able to come up there at the end and say those words and propel us the way I think it did, I think it just gave Sam the confidence to truly trust, like, man, these guys really have my back, so let's sling it.
Yeah, what were the other conversations behind the scenes? Because we only know what happened at the podium and on the plane.
That's the thing. There were no conversations. Me and Sam have never talked about it. Sam has said thank you, but it's never been through, like, words. Me and Sam just understood, and, like, it's more of a mutual, what's understood doesn't need to be explained type of thing. Like, he knew I would do that for him, and every guy in that locker room, they know me. When it comes to them, my mouth is, I have no filter when it comes to them. So
that moment was certainly that galvanizing force. You guys go on, you win 10 in a row, and you win the Super Bowl. Was that even a thought at that point? Like, when do you start thinking, we might be able to run the table here?
Oh, man. Honestly, we never really thought that far. This was a weird team because, like, in most teams I've been on, like, we're thinking about who's the next opponent or anything like that. But these guys, it didn't matter. Like, if the schedule said whoever had to show up to Seattle or we had to go wherever, that's just who it was at the time. They were the next, victim in our eyes. So we knew at the time that we had a great team. We just got to, put the pieces together and don't, mess the little things up.
How evident was it coming out of there that you were going to see that Rams team probably twice more? I remember some players saying that, like, yeah, we'll see them in the playoffs too.
It was destiny. Me and my agent were talking about it, and, you're looking, you get through those games, and you get to week 18 and you beat the 49ers, and, me, my agent, teammates and stuff, we're talking about it, and we're like, man, it's only destiny. For us to win, we got to go through the hardest route, and that's the 2 best teams, and that's the 49ers and that's the Rams. And we wouldn't have had it any other way. That's what we wanted. We asked for that just like they were asking for us, and we were just able to, deliver.
Is it at all hard, though? This team was really good at, like you said, just kind of focusing on what was next. But is it hard to not add the extra emotion and that extra layer on those 2 subsequent games against the Rams?
Is it hard?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's extremely hard. Yeah, it's extremely. Me personally, I'm thinking about what's next. Of course, I'm in the moment, but I'm thinking about, okay, when we handle business here, this team will show up the week after. Once we do what we're supposed to there, I'm thinking about all the what ifs. I'm thinking about being in the Super Bowl in San Fran, and I think it's because I had been there before. I understood that, man, we were close, and it gets enticing when you're that close.
The Week 16 game, we heard stories from players that they were chirping and talking and thought they had that game in control. What was it like as that comeback unfolded. You know, there's some improbable stuff, big plays on special teams, offense doing what it did. What were those final 2 quarters like?
I mean, it was chaos. You know, you're in a point where we're down big, and you know, in a good bit of those games against the Rams, we're down, and we're looking around. Nobody's coming to save us. But you know, we just got to go out there and make the plays, and it's tough. You know, when you're sitting there and you're down against a team that's a really good team. They shouldn't let you come back, and when you're able to fight back and do those things. It just builds the team for, you know, later success.
I mean, Rashid Shaheed kind of came to save you on that one.
Yeah.
That was he has said in other interviews, right? He was prepared for it. He knew the look that he was going to get. He knew that it was going to be open.
Yep.
Did you know that? Had you seen him do that in practice? Did you know based on meetings that was that was there?
I did not, but it's crazy because everybody on special teams, like, they expected that to happen. If we get this look, if they do kick the ball to Sheed, we're gonna score. And it's crazy. I didn't know that was in the game plan. I wish, you know, they put that in every week and help. You know,
Just do the punt return every week.
Just do that one. That'll help.
When did you allow yourself to start talking to the team about the Super Bowl or about chances to go to the Super Bowl?
I remember I talked to K9 the first day of OTAs. We talked about it, and then we revisited it again week 18. That was I remember talking to the guys those 2 times before we actually got to the week of the Super Bowl, and then I was trying to give them advice then. But the first day of OTAs, I could tell the way we came to work. I was like, okay, we got a chance. This is gonna be a special unit. And then we get in week 18, and we went and dominated, and like, oh, we're about to have some fun in the playoffs.
Your focus obviously was on the team, but this year was, you know, statistically best year you've had. You're all pro. You went through a lot before the season, losing your father, find out you're pregnant during the season with your second child. Like, what did this past year mean to you just on a personal level, everything, all the ups and downs, and to culminate with a Super Bowl championship?
I think I was able to, like, refine myself again, man. I lost it, you know, leaving LA and just thinking it was over, and I was just fighting for the next day. And I'm not that type of guy. I every day, every opportunity is just, I'm gonna attack it, and I was just getting through. So last year was a great year for me because I truly found that, man, this facility, these people in this locker room, they love me and they believe in me. So let's go play. And I think I was able to do that. Definitely dealt with some tough moments, but like I said, they love me here, and they were with me, and it was easy to go out there and play and just know that they had my back at the end of the day.
Is that where the message before the Super Bowl parade came from?
The message before the Super Bowl? I'm sorry.
When just the love that you felt from the city, from the team.
Oh yeah, that's where that 100% came from. You know, when they told me that I was going to speak, I actually told them, hey, I should not be doing this right now. Because one, I really don't know. I don't remember who told me to speak, but I told them, like, hey, I'm probably going to curse. Like, but they were like, hey, let's just keep it at a minimum. I'm like, cool, that's fine. And you know, I was able to go out there and do that. But I think so. I think a lot of that came from, man, this Seattle from the day I got here, man. These fans, they will argue with people on Twitter like, oh, he's the greatest guy since Ray Lewis. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but that's not true. But you could see the love. Like, you could tell they loved me. So everywhere I go, the city shows so much love. So I knew then, you know, that's where that, you know, kind of speech came from too.
Was that all on the fly?
It was.
Nice.
But, you know, I've huge wrestling fan. So it's kind of like, Ernest, this is your opportunity. Cut your promo right here. Like, go in.
You need the jacket AJ Barner had for a wrestling speech.
Yeah, it was like, cut your promo, have fun with it. Yeah, my grandfather, he was a little mad, but it's good though.
I mean, you had the shirt and everything.
Yeah.
I do like, just keep the cursing to a minimum.
Hey,
I mean, you did.
I did. There was only 2.
Yeah.
There were 2 big ones. Well, there may have been more.
That's okay.
It's a
You won the Super Bowl.
moment.
We'll allow it.
All of that just goes by the wayside. Final question for you, Ernest, because we've talked about so much and the emotion behind the scenes of these games. At the end of the day, when you reflect on that 2025 team, what characteristic, what made that team champions?
I think what made us champions was we truly, and I hate to keep saying this again, but, I'll reflect back on those are guys in that locker room that I'll go to war with. If a fight broke out, I know they're going to fight. We might not be the best fighters, but to be in there to fight is the thing. And I think that's what guys figured out early on, that, man, this guy will fight for me. So why shouldn't I do the same? And when a team has that, and it's like, we're saying these things, teams are going to come out here and try to mimic and copy these things. You can't mimic real and what's truth. And I think that's what we had here.
I would say that showed through every time you guys took the field. It has been really fun to relive the memories from 2025. Let's try to go out and do it again in 26.
I'm excited.
Thanks, man.
Excited.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Thanks,
y'all,
Ernest.
for sure. Thank y'all.